This story dates back to 1967, when something extraordinary was about to be discovered just a few kilometers off the coast of Greece, something that, in the coming years, would become both astonishing and extremely important for archaeologists and historians. In 1967, a maritime archaeologist named Nicholas Fleming traveled to an island near the coast of Greece known as Pavlopetri. Nicholas frequently explored the sea around this island, searching for something new, but unfortunately, he often returned empty-handed. However, this time, Nicholas's life was about to change forever. During one of his dives, at a depth of about 13 feet, Nicholas noticed a few stones that looked quite unusual compared to the others. These stones had a regular, geometric shape, suggesting that they were not naturally formed. Intrigued by this discovery, Nicholas decided to dive deeper to investigate further. As he descended, he realized that these regularly shaped stones were not just rocks, they were, in fact, the foundations of buildings spread over thousands of meters of seabed. At first, Nicholas was confused as to why the foundations of buildings would exist underwater, but soon he became convinced that he had discovered something truly extraordinary. Wanting to confirm his finding, he returned to the site, this time with a fully equipped research team. When they began to explore the area, they were astonished to find various human-made artifacts scattered all around, from clay pots to different kinds of tools. They also discovered the foundations of buildings and even traces of ancient streets, suggesting this was not a small settlement but a fully planned city. Nicholas realized that he had uncovered the remains of a once thriving city that had long been buried under the sea, hidden from the world. This underwater city came to be known as the Pavlopetri site, and since its discovery in 1967, it has fascinated and puzzled archaeologists and researchers around the world. Questions arose. How large was this city? When did people live here? Why did they build such a well-planned settlement in such a remote area? And most intriguingly, could this be the legendary city of Atlantis, said to have been destroyed in a catastrophic event 11,000 years ago, as described by Plato? Despite years of research, no one could find definitive answers. However, as technology advanced, exploration resumed. Dr. John Henderson from the University of Nottingham began detailed research on this mysterious underwater city using modern technology. During his study, he found more human artifacts, tools made of stone used to grind grain, broken clay pots scattered across the seabed, and objects suggesting that this might once have been a kitchen used by people thousands of years ago. Along with evidence of daily life, remains of human graves, around 50 in number, were also discovered near the site. But diving alone could not reveal the full truth about this city, so the team decided to use sonar scanning technology. Sonar devices send sound waves underwater, which reflect off objects and return to a receiver. With the help of computers, these reflected waves are used to build a 3D model of the underwater structures. After performing sonar scans of Pavlopetri, scientists created a 3D model that unveiled the city's astonishing layout. The model showed an entire submerged town, complete with buildings, streets, and open spaces. The outlines visible in the model revealed the foundations of homes, large administrative buildings, markets, and even open courtyards. The layout showed that the city was organized in a proper pattern, just like modern cities today, proving that it was built by a disciplined and advanced civilization. The foundations extended over an area of about 20,000 square meters, and it was estimated that nearly 5,000 people once lived there. Carbon dating of the discovered pottery revealed that the artifacts were around 5,500 years old, placing them in the Bronze Age. This led researchers to conclude that Pavlopetri once existed above water about 5,500 years ago, during a revolutionary period when humans began building stone houses and developing structured communities. Using computer graphics, the layout of Pavlopetri was reconstructed, revealing what the ancient city might have looked like thousands of years ago: a carefully designed settlement with roads, open squares, and residential zones surrounded by the deep blue sea. Researchers also discovered that Pavlopetri's location was strategically chosen for trade, as it allowed easy access to sea routes, making business with other parts of the world convenient. The artifacts found, such as loom weights used in textile production, proved that Pavlopetri was an important manufacturing hub, particularly known for cloth making. The people of Pavlopetri were skilled weavers who exported fabrics to various regions, making the city one of the busiest centers of trade during its time. However, a great tragedy struck this prosperous civilization. Researchers believe that Pavlopetri was destroyed suddenly by a powerful earthquake or a series of tectonic shifts that caused the land to sink below sea level. The rapid submersion explains why many objects were found intact. Its inhabitants likely had no time to escape. In an instant, this thriving city disappeared beneath the sea, leaving behind only silent ruins. Yet, one question remains: could Pavlopetri actually be the lost city of Atlantis that Plato described over 2,000 years ago? If not, then where is the real Atlantis that was said to have been destroyed 11,000 years ago, home to people who possessed extraordinary powers and considered themselves gods? Perhaps one day, with further exploration and technology, the mystery of Pavlopetri and possibly Atlantis will finally be solved. Until then, this underwater city remains one of the world's most fascinating ancient mysteries.